So before the breeze kicks up again, it's 9:30 in the morning and it's 40 degrees right now, so it's going to be a cool day. But by the time I finish getting set up, it'll be within my normal span of time, and I'm sure the temperature will go up another 4, 5, 6 degrees. But you might be interested in seeing that 80 grains by weight of this Mesquite Mystery Blend charcoal sauce. Again, it's a 2-to-1 blend. That's where 80 grains by weight occupies. So it's staying consistent with all the other Mesquite blends that I've tested. And ultimately my purpose is to see if I can clean up this Mesquite a little bit. This will be my 7th test actually with Mesquite, and the only one that really produced low numbers below 1900 feet a second was a 50-50 blend with the Mesquite and the the narrow leaf cottonwood. But there again, that was a 50-50 blend. Everything else has been a 2-to-1 blend. So when the time is appropriate, we'll get the camera turned on and we'll do some shooting and record some numbers. So here's the first test burn with the Mesquite blended with a mystery charcoal sauce. It's been milled for 20.5 hours. This is just the powder straight out of the mill jar. Let's see if we can get an early indication if this is gonna burn cleaner than Mesquite as a single source charcoal. Let's check it out. So there's the burn, and as expected, because it's the powder, it's not corned yet, the pieces are very, very minute. Running my fingers through it, the smoke is very soft, fairly clean. Running it through the center, it's very soft and it's not gritty. But there again, here's the finger. You would expect it because it's just the powder that's burning. It'll look a whole lot different when I get it corned and grained, and then it'll react different obviously when it goes down the barrel. So stay tuned for those results. Shot number 1, it's 11 o'clock in the morning and it's 46 degrees. $19.79. I gotta go get a close-up, mark off the target. So wanting to see if there's an indication if this Mesquite blended with the mystery charcoal sauce, again 2-to-1, I just kind of want to see if she's going to burn clean or dirty. And for me, the best way that I can determine it is to burn it on the plate glass, look at the smoke that's left behind, and also the block of wood. So let's see what they look like. Nope, 1919. There's the patch. No worse for wear. Interesting thing is, there's that 50 caliber bullet. This is what these bullets are doing at 1900 feet a second plus when it hits this dirt embankment. It's destroying them. But for the first shot, patch isn't half bad. Alright, get reloaded and get some more numbers and see if I can't find the patches and see if this mystery charcoal source is cleaning up the Mesquite while maintaining feet per second over 1900. Alright, let's compare them. $19.21. So let's take a look at the block first. You can make up your own mind, but if I was going to make a judgment call right here, right now, I'd say she's a little on the dirty side. Rubbing my fingers through it, it's coming off pretty clean, yeah. It's not really adhering to the block. A little bit of saliva. Yeah, maybe it ain't that bad. Let's take a look at the plate glass. So there's that patch. It's not burned completely through or shredded. It's fairly clean. I would say it's fairly clean looking at it. Second shot, how did it load? Loaded okay. A little tough, but we'll see what the rest do before I make a complete final judgment. So looking at it, doesn't look half bad. I know there's some bad reflections, but try to look beyond that. The smoke is fairly light. Yeah, maybe a little gritty, but finger's clean. Let me rub it through the center of the burn. Yeah, a little gritty, but again, not near as dirty. Comes off the glass real easy. And you would expect that. Fingers wet, and it's charcoal. But ultimately, what does it do in the flintlock? And can I maintain the high numbers that I've been getting with Mesquite by itself and blended with the other charcoal sources that I've been blending it with, such as the mullein, the peanut shell, and the pistachio shell. I think that was it. Well, anyhow, we'll see what it does. So just for me, my own personal knowledge, round number 3 loaded real easy. $18.99. $18.65. That dropped off quite a bit. So there's that patch. They're not really burning through like the other ones have, so that's a good sign. I'd say it's maybe a little bit on the dirty side. I like the group I'm getting. But that last number could have just been the chronograph picking up the patch also. All right. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and get 6 numbers just to do them both ways with all 6 numbers and then throwing out that first shot going down a clean barrel. $18.76. Well, this is getting a little disappointing. First couple of shots I had high hopes. There's the patch, filthy dirty, and there's clumps of black powder on the bottom of it. But it's not shredded. But that's disappointing. All right, I got one more shot to get, and then we'll go crunch all the numbers and see what we have. So wanting to have a reference point of the mystery charcoal, what I have is 15 grams in this jar right here of Weeping Willow at 0.39 specific gravity and Pacific Willow at 0.45 to 0.50 depending on whose source you check and what the moisture content is at that time. So I think we can appreciate that the mystery charcoal source right here in the middle is definitely heavier because it occupies less space than the Weeping Willow, but it's lighter than the Pacific Willow because it occupies just a little bit more. So my best educated guess is it's probably somewhere 43 to 46 on the specific gravity scale. Now bear in mind this test is going to be blending this mystery charcoal source with Mesquite, and it'll be a 2-to-1 blend, Mesquite 2 parts and 1 part of this mystery charcoal source. And my ultimate goal is to see if I can clean up Mesquite a little bit while maintaining high velocities. So stick around. Is it 1829? Yeah, that's going to have one hell of a spread from shot number 1 and 2 to this. All right, I'll go pull the target, get everything cleaned up, and we'll meet you in the shop. Well, I found that last patch. It's not bad. It's not bad at all. It's a lot cleaner than the previous patch, and I may just not have, drew out all the moisture. I may have left that a little wet. But that's neither here nor there. But I didn't shred any of the patches, so that's pretty interesting. Okay, now the 6-shot average, with the high being 1921, the low being 1829, 6-shot average was 1884 with a spread of 92. Now that spread, there again, I would say obviously that's a little on the high side, but who cares? There's all 6 shots right there. Who cares? Right? So how do I feel about this? Well, if I were to take it to a rendezvous, obviously this would have to be one of the gunpowders that you would have to swab every 3rd or 4th shot. Because when you have your numbers drop from 1921 to 1929, that's a significant drop in my book. But like I said, who cares? So that would obviously be one of those gunpowders that you would have to clean the barrel out every 3rd or 4th shot. Would I take it hunting? Absolutely. Did it shoot as clean as I had hoped? It's about right on par with everything else. But before I tell you what I blended it with, here's my Mesquite by itself, 7 shots, average of 1915 with a spread of 57, and that was that target. So I'd say that target is just, they're right in line with each other. Okay. This is the Mesquite blended with the narrow leaf cottonwood. 6-shot average, 1949. And that was the group. Okay. So blending Mesquite with the narrow leaf cottonwood, and again, let me just clarify this. If you go back in this channel, it'll say Mesquite blended with aspen. That is incorrect. It's actually narrow leaf cottonwood. Okay. Here's the Mesquite with the pistachio shell. 6-shot average, 1925 with a spread of 106. And you can see the shots opened up. Here's the Mesquite with the alder. I think I got 8 shots into this one, but the 8-shot average was 1953 with a spread of 98, and there's that target. Mesquite mullen, 5-shot average, 1960 with a spread of 37, and there's that grouping. Mesquite peanut shell, 5-shot average, 1954 with a spread of 76. There's that target. And I also put a note on this one, very clean. So really, at this point right now, the 2 blended sources is still between peanut shell and mullen. And the only real difference between these 2 is the spread. Once again, the mullen spread of 37 and the peanut shell a spread of 76, and once again there's those 2 targets. So either one of these, mullen or the peanut shell, would definitely be what I would stick with. Okay, now this one, before I tell you what it is, let me just spread some of it on the table and see if you can guess it. So my friends William and Jonathan already know what this is, but that's what it is. And I did purchase this, and before I tell you precisely what it is, I'll tell you a little bit about it. So before I tell you precisely what it is, if you hadn't already guessed, I was watching some videos here real recently, and it seems like the fuel industry for the month of May 2026, they're going to be allowing more biofuel in the fuel that you get at the gas pump. What you are purchasing now has a blend of some biofuel. They qualify it or label it as E10. Well, for the month of May, they're going to be allowing more of that biofuel in the gas mixtures, which is an E15. Now, there's a lot of talk on the internet. Does it destroy the engine? Does it do this? Does it do that? In my opinion, there's a lot of fear-mongering, but that's to be seen in a future date. So, in line of watching those videos, I decided to go and watch a few videos on biofuels, and a particular video popped up that caught my attention. The Amish have been using this for a very, very long time. And now that the United States government in 2018 has legalized it all, more and more products are going to be produced from this. And what it actually is it's industrial hemp. Not to be confused with Mary Jane, but it's industrial hemp. And it grows about 13 feet tall. It's been used for bedding and things like this, but there's a little bit of difference, because if you buy the hurd, H-U-R-D, what you're getting is you're getting those little straw pieces. That would be the inside of the stalk. What I purchased was the industrial hemp, qualified as silage. So what I got was the stalk. I got everything, okay? And I got 2 pounds of it. It was like $3.50 a pound. Now, when I charred it up and broke it up in that PVC tube and poured it out to look at it, I could see these very shiny pieces of metal. What the hell? So I took a magnet and I went through all of that char that I had broken up. And this was after I had run it through the ball mill, because I break it up and then I put it through the ball mill for a couple of hours just to refine it that much more. So that was after I had done this process. So I run the magnet through it and I wasn't picking up anything. But I knew it wasn't lead because it was too shiny. So the other thing that I thought maybe might have been some aluminum, maybe from the chopping up process. I don't know why they would be using aluminum to do that, but I don't know how they actually chop this up other than what I saw the Amish people do. And of course, we all know they do everything by hand. So I can't see how any pieces of aluminum can, if that's what it was, got in there. So what I did to eliminate that out of my black powder, I ran all my charcoal through one of those microfilters that you would run paint through. So I know that there's no little tiny pieces of metal in this blend of charcoal. With that being said, take it with a grain of salt. I'm still pretty happy with the grouping. That grouping is right in par with my mullein and the peanut shell and the mesquite by itself. I had hoped, because of what I watched regarding this industrial hemp being used as a biofuel, because they projected it as burning really clean, not hurting anybody's engine, especially as far as the Amish people were concerned. They reported no engine damage whatsoever. In fact, they even reported it burned cleaner. And that's what made me decide to go and try this to see if I could clean up the mesquite. And in reality, I kind of think it hurt it, because my numbers were a lot better with the mullein, a lot better with the peanut shell. And there again, the grouping was great. But I don't think I'm going to use it any further, because if I had a choice of using hemp or the mullein, I would definitely use the mullein, because the mullein is just as easy for me to go and get, in the mountain where a burn has gone through. and I'm processing it, so I know what's going in it. And that would be my deciding factor. So anyhow, friends, if you've gleaned something from this, I hope you give it a thumbs up and share it with your bestest of buds. And I do want to make a note. I did double check my lock. I put in there what I thought was a grain, leveled it out, closed the lid, and I actually rolled the rifle to the far side, rolled it back flat, opened the lid, and the powder was in place like I had designed. Now, if you stick to this channel, I'm going to be doing a follow-up, just simply because I can, and I think it's necessary, because I've already gotten one comment that says, I go hunting with it and I don't have any problems. But you've missed the point of why I did that. The point is to keep the powder in place. And I have an L&R lock that I can compare to and relate more closely to what I am speaking about. So if you stick around for that, I hope you will. And please give this a thumbs up and share it with your bestest of buds, and we'll catch you next time around. Bye.